Welcome to episode 7 of Our Life, where we discuss our fears in different aspects. Somehow this turned into talking about anxiety and even fear of death. So enjoy listening. Welcome to our early morning show.
Hello. I don't know whether it will be published in the morning.
Hopefully this time. We actually have a schedule.
We have a schedule.
We're working towards it, friends.
It didn't work out.
Yeah. But welcome back to Our Life. Nay, are you ready to sing with the oatmeal?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I love it how you conduct, like...
I know.
Mm-hmm.
What's it called in English? The one that... Conductor. Oh, interesting.
So.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And on German?
Dirigent.
Ah, yeah. Okay. So, today we decided to talk about fear. We don't know where this conversation is going to lead us. I think there's also different aspects on how you can see fear. But let's get into our weekly reflection.
First.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. My weekly reflection is I had last week a concert.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Oh, yeah.
Was that on Thursday? I can't remember the day.
No, it was on Friday.
Friday, just 1 week ago, okay.
And I wasn't on stage for a long time, so that was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yay.
And the rest of the week, it was weird. I was happy and sad so many times.
Me too.
It was so weird. But also, at least I was happy, and
Mm-hmm.
the weeks before I wasn't happy. So, level up.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna do mine now, because I think Nay. Or do you have yours?
I think I'm just gonna freestyle.
Okay, go
Should
ahead.
I go? I was hungover. No, just kidding. I didn't have too many low moments, but like somehow I can slowly feel winter depression a little bit. It's like really happy, but then like I just kind of feel a bit sad without a reason and like slow.
Strangely, I didn't love it, but now I love the winter. Why? Because there are not so many people around. And I don't know, it's always a fresh air.
Yeah, I love it
I know
too.
what you mean. Like,
But I get it, what you mean.
last year I had a really hard winter, and this year it's already way better
Okay.
and more chill.
Level up.
Yay!
Okay, so for me, honestly, I had to think so hard what I did in the last week. It's so confusing to me. Like, I totally forgot that there was a concert. But otherwise, I felt pretty alive. Like, I feel like I did a lot of things like outside of the house, and I went to town and enjoyed that it's cold outside and the Christmas lights are on. And I had like
Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my! I need to
Did
go.
you
You
go
went
already?
yesterday, or where did you
I
go?
went every day.
Oh my
I
god!
went every day to
Chamba.
get some glühwein.
I need to go. We
What's
need to
this
go
in
as well
English?
together.
Yes.
Mulled wine.
Really?
Yeah.
What? Ew.
Es ist nicht so Punsch oder so.
I don't know. That's one word I thought.
Mulled wine.
But we need to
Okay.
go together. I have not
No,
I
been.
wanna
had
say
every day
something.
mulled wine, and it was so good because last year I had my first mulled wine,
Oh,
and we
really?
had this before the Castle concert,
Oh.
and it was really
Oh,
so now I love it.
Yay.
cool. And you went to the Weihnachtsdörfli or where? Different places?
And different places. I
Cool.
just every day I said I don't go to Starbucks.
That's
Usually
good.
I go to Starbucks always, but now I'm saving the money for mulled wine.
Because it's also like 6 francs, right? Or how much?
Yeah, but Starbucks coffee is for me cheaper because I've
Really?
got my stew card and I
Oh,
got my cup, so I get
Oh, yeah,
it for
true.
$5.40.
that's so
Whoa.
good.
It's like a normal Surrey coffee.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, so yeah, I just wanted to add, like, it's just slowly feeling, since I'm leaving for Asia in a week, it's just feeling like I'm already having like holiday celebrations, and I'm already trying to feel like it's Christmas, even though, you know, it actually is December once this episode goes up.
November
like on Sunday
today,
it's December.
still, can we acknowledge?
I
Dude,
I couldn't process this yet. That
yeah,
you're
but
going.
I still
it's not. No.
I just said I still need to go to Christmas market with you.
Yeah.
And yeah, I can't believe it as well, but like I'm just preparing every single day. And yeah,
I still wanted to say that on Tuesday, Juice, Ella, and I went to Muji in Zurich, and it was really cool.
It was so overwhelming, dude. It felt like an IKEA.
It was so big.
But not like IKEA.
That's over exaggerated, but
yeah,
I know
I've
what
just
you
been in
mean.
such small ones. Like it's.
Yeah.
I was this week in IKEA, so I know.
Like, I need to go to IKEA as well.
I was this week. I was last.
I know
week,
you're there all the time. I need to still
that.
buy a lamp.
But I noticed. Oh my God, we have a Dietikon and a Dietlikon here in Zurich, and then I think. Where is the IKEA? In
Dietlikon.
No, in Dietlikon. That's the problem.
Yeah.
So the first time when I went to IKEA, I went to Dietikon.
But that's okay because you can take a bus. There's one as well.
No, it's in the other direction.
Spreitbach.
It's in. Huh?
In Spreitbach.
Yeah,
Yes,
I didn't know that there was an IKEA. So now I noticed to Spreitbach. It's not that far.
Is it close as well?
And the first time with you and I went, sorry,
I know.
we went to Dietikon and we didn't get it, and we could just drove like 4 minutes further and there would have been an IKEA. No, we went 40 minutes back to the other one. Yo.
Yeah.
So now we
It's
always
confusing.
go to Spreitbach.
Really? Okay. I think it depends. Like there where I used to live, it's just closer to Dietlikon. Yeah. But I need to go as well.
It's
next
not that stressful in Spreitbach because there's like Tivoli in front. I think the most of like a shopping center. So I think the most.
Yeah, I don't know why we did this, but sometimes we would go to Spreitbach from Frick. I don't know why.
Probably it's the same.
I think it's the same too. Yeah. Okay. Anyways.
I don't know.
That was our IKEA talk. So, we don't really know where to start with the fear stuff.
You know, I think there will be a part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Angie.
Whoa. 11, honey. So, I guess I could start because I've just been really thinking about fear, and like 2 weeks ago I had this conversation with, I think, Ella about how I see fear today. And like it's weird because I realized as kids it was such a different thing, you know. I feel like as kids it was just like, okay, what are you afraid of? Spiders, clowns, and the darkness. And I'm afraid of sharks, you know. And somehow when you grow up you just realize that fear isn't just this thing, but it's like appearing over and over in all the aspects of your life, and it's more a feeling. Do you see it the same?
Visible anymore, or you notice it's not.
Yeah. And
except dogs. I'm scared of dogs.
No, I think it's really like it could be anything. But I think as children, as a kid, I just had this picture like, oh, okay, so this is fear, you know, being afraid of dark and stuff like that.
Oh, interesting, yeah.
And then today, I don't know, I just realized that it was just always this thing that would want to hold me back from the things that are like unknown and uncomfortable, you know, not necessarily scary, because I mean, what is, like, you know, there's like horror movies that defines one way of scary, but it's just like something that, like this feeling that would always come up for the things that I didn't know. And somehow I just realized that when I just defined for myself in my life that I really want to always keep growing, and somehow like fear was just in between that. It was always in front of the things that I like that would help me grow most. So now I just try to look at it as something that, like, when I'm afraid of something, it's showing me that I'm going to grow so much after doing it. So it's like an indicator for me, much more than just something that's going to stop me. Like I just look, like I still feel fear like everyone else, but I just look at it as something else than, you know, walk away from it. I'd rather just like walk into it, you know, somehow. And I just like see the potential, and always when there's something that like scares me, I'm like, oh shit, now I need to do this, you know, so I can like conquer it and like grow.
That's cool.
That's somehow how
do this.
It makes sense.
I'm still working on it, you know, and it's still like I'm sometimes like, okay, I'm scared of that, I'm just gonna forget about it, you know. But I really try to go in those directions, because until now it has really just always proven itself, you know, that it was kind of the right thing to do. And sometimes when I feel like everything is so comfortable and I'm not scared of anything, I know like I need to find something new, or I need to go in a direction, or take a new step into something that feels fucking scary, or feels like something I couldn't do. And then I feel like that's like just helping me to make progress.
There's like this quote. I mean, I don't have the exact quote from the book, The 5 a.m. Club, where he says something like, you should walk right into the things that scare you most to take away the power that they have over you. Like if you're scared of something, then it just has power over you, and like I can feel that if I'm scared of something. So if you walk straight into it, it's like you walk into a dark corner and put on the light switch, and you don't have to be afraid of it anymore. I like that image.
And how do you look at fear, or what's the thing you want to talk about today?
I didn't realize how deep this will be.
Yeah, you can bring it. You can. It doesn't have to be that deep anymore.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I guess this topic is a bit deep because it's individual. Everybody goes through something else, and at the same time, it's kind of, you can relate so much to the feeling, mostly. And yeah, I think I used to not have that many fears, but in the past few months, years, I added some. Like I'm just scared of leaving the house already, and it got so intense lately, and I don't know from where it came or something. I mean, I was always a bit like, I didn't like to go to the cashier or something. I didn't like to talk like fast, but I was always open to people. I was always having good conversation with random people, and I'm still good at getting to know people. But if somebody just knows me on the street and speaks with me, I will be like awkward, because I can't have these spontaneous talks. It stresses me out. I'm sweating, I'm getting hot. It's so hard for me, and I don't know from where it came. It just came.
Yeah, it's interesting. You know, I think it's probably different things, and that's like the most. It's so interesting to me because I've experienced that as well, and I'm also not exactly sure how I don't experience it anymore. But for me, it's like I don't feel that way anymore that much. And then for you, you didn't have it. I know, right?
So hard.
It's interesting how it like comes and goes. Yeah. So I really have hope for you that it's going to, you're going to grow out of it.
That's interesting, because this week I had again fun to go out. So yeah, but now again not.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It can be one person, and then I'm again out of balance, and then I just don't want to go out anymore.
And I occasionally still get those days where legit like any small thing influences me so much, like when I go out of the house and there's like this small, like one person just like pushing me or something. I mean, that happens all the time in the city, and I'm just like, so I feel like a small little scared mouse, you know, and so scared of everything.
Sometimes I feel, sorry.
Yeah, and everything just would disrupt me.
Yeah. No, sometimes I feel like, nobody can hurt me, and then I'm again, I have to fight against my tears when I'm in a public space or something. It's just, and then you feel like you're over dramatic. I feel a lot of times like this because it's like, even though a lot of people go through this, but you don't feel it because there are still a lot of people going out, and sometimes if you describe it and you have the feeling people don't understand it, it's like a bit...
You just feel isolated, I guess. You know, you just feel like no one understands you.
You feel a bit alone, I guess. And
I think also, especially maybe in the situations like in the city, everyone who lives here for a while, I think a lot of people are so used to people that they don't feel like it, but then they also don't really have that compassion anymore for people who do feel like that, and they just become insensitive because that's just how you can deal with the city better, you know, and just with all these people better. But I totally know how that felt, and I used to... Nay, do you remember when I felt like that sometimes?
I mean, I just know that one time you asked me if I could come to the city with you to Lululemon or something, and I was like, no, I don't feel like it, and then you said that you couldn't go, and like you never told me anything about like your anxiety or whatever, and I had no idea what you're talking about. I'm like, how? Why can't you just go? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, and I would just feel like so... I just could not handle that. Like, I was just like, okay, then I'm not gonna go. Like, I could not do anything by myself. Or when I would meet people and they would be too late, I would be so... Like, I would just, like, be there in the park waiting for someone and, like, crying because I was so stressed out by just being alone, you know? I don't know... I don't know how to describe it, but it was a lot of those things. Like, it just felt... You just feel so vulnerable outside of your own home because you feel like everything is going to influence you so much,
but also inside your home you're like, whoa, why can't I find the courage to go out? Because I'm always at the door, but I can't get out sometimes. It's so weird. I can't describe why, but it's just this one step is taking so much energy.
Wow, I've never had that. I think to like fear to go out of the house. Like, I've always been so comfortable to just bye guys and then like walk around or like go somewhere, or like I went to Australia, I was like, okay, I'm going. Like, stuff like that never influenced me at all. Just felt so safe and secure walking out in the world.
But do you sometimes have like situations that you know that are going to be uncomfortable? For example, for me, going to the skate park, I think right now I'm pretty okay with it, but in the past I would be so scared to go there, and that's like where I would still feel the feeling like I would not want to... I want to go to the skate park, but like something is stopping me from going. Like, I'm not even going to leave the house to do it. Do you still have situations like that where you feel, or for example, if you need to go to the doctor or something, because that's just how I used to feel for everything.
Oh yeah, like I'm supposed to go to the doctor for a long time, but I'm not motivated because you have to wait 3 hours, so I like don't go.
That's not the same.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, okay.
But the doctor is also an appointment. I don't miss appointments. Like, when I'm not that bad at this.
Yeah, but I'm just talking about like...
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Stressed about it.
I mean, like, yeah, but like before going to the skate park, used to stress me a little bit, but like I just couldn't let it stress me.
Something that would stop? Like, is there anything that because you were afraid it stopped you from doing it? That's just
so many
stops
things.
Us, you know.
So many things. Well, you guys touched like on social anxiety a little bit already, and I have to say that for most of my life I had a lot of social anxiety, and just talking to anyone I didn't know was so hard. Like my palms would get so sweaty and I just couldn't talk. I don't know why. Like I just felt every word that I would say would be so charged and stuff like that, and the way like I moved my face, I was just so like focused on myself while talking to people and stuff. It was really weird. And also just going up to people I don't know and talking with them like at school, things like that was really hard. Or even people I knew, like sorry.
No.
For example, in my last school, I would just always eat lunch alone because I just felt really conscious about eating in front of people and like talking to people while eating and stuff like that. I have like weird things like that, so I would just always eat alone.
See, but I was really good at this. So I didn't have problems. I don't have problems when I'm like in how you say,
in a social situation or with a lot of people?
No, when you're like in a group, it could be a class, it could be, I don't know, I used to go often to these holiday clubs or something. I was really good there to make friends, I don't know, long term, short. I was really good at starting conversation there, but yeah, strangers, hell no.
That's like where
strangers on the street or something.
For me, like exactly things like those holiday clubs or whatever, that was like the hardest for me. We have like Skilaget, right?
That.
And I just didn't want to go because I was like too scared of like the people and talking to people and stuff.
But Skilaget is also at the world, man. I was always confused because I didn't recognize them anymore without the helmet.
That's true though.
Yeah, and you know, I mean, no, I don't know whether I should say that, but how many tall black girls will you find at the holiday place? So they recognized me, but I didn't recognize them.
That's okay.
Yeah, I guess so. So weird.
But I think something that just popped into my head was this weird, I don't know, I just think primary school is just so weird, like how kids behave, and I don't know, I think I'm not traumatized, but it has just stayed with me that kids are just so, I don't know, they're so brutal and they're so judgmental and so honest, I think. And there would be so many different groups in our school, and they would always try to isolate people and distinguish between, I don't know, if you're cool or not, and that, I mean, that definitely also like leaves something on you. Or
I think this wasn't, it didn't, like, it was more just hurting, and I don't know, I was just sad about that, but it wasn't like I was scared of them or scared of others or something, but I was just, broken, but not like I went even more out. I went to the farmhouse and helped there. I'm such a land girl. A country girl.
I think I can say, for me, it just made me think that everyone is like that, and even like as I grew older and in like high school and stuff like that, I always thought that people would be so judgmental and so like in their own group and didn't want to let people in, which totally is not true. I mean, it still existed. Like I totally saw those people who just did not want to like open up their group and be friends with you, but that was like the minority, and people are a lot more open than I thought. So somehow that just like stayed with me, and I always expected people to be less open than they actually were, and I was just scared of people in general. But somehow over the course of the years, I just somehow got more comfortable with it and talked to more people and became more open. and I don't know, it just became less worse or just became better as I think a big role though was also just my confidence.
It's the best.
Chamba and me judging my matcha.
We're obsessed with matcha tea,
yeah.
so yeah.
I think a big change for me was, as I said, in those years, that the reason I got better was like I just became more comfortable with who I was and got more confidence in myself. So I felt I didn't need anyone around me, but I could approach people. And I never felt like I could approach people in the past. And I always felt like they would hurt me, you know, and I just didn't trust anyone. I still don't trust a lot of people. But yeah, I just got less scared with the more confidence I had in myself. And the more I knew that I was my own friend, you know, even if I would feel that people don't really want to talk with me, I would just be like, well, fuck them, you know, in my head. And I would just not let that influence me. And in the past, I would just be too scared to even, you know, talk to them because I thought I would lose something. But I mean, I'm the one like choosing what I lose or, you know, how I react to things. Hope that was clear enough.
Today I almost have no social anxiety anymore. I don't really know how that happened. Like, I'm so okay with talking to like anyone like on the street, maybe not like super weird scary people, but like most people on the street or like in a tram, if someone asks me about something or like asks me to help them or something, I'm like, yeah, totally. Or at a party, I'm like okay with just approaching people and talking with them and like asking them about things. I mean, okay, there are like some moods. Like sometimes I'm really in a mood, I'm like I want to talk to everyone, and sometimes I'm like I just want to chill in the corner today.
I felt that.
But I think like one of the things that helped me most was my friend Ella, or our friend Ella, and she's my best friend, and I spent a lot of time with her, and we also traveled together and stuff, and just seeing her interact with people so like lightheartedly and easily, I kind of like learned a lot from her and kind of saw like another way to approach people. And that was so nice.
Because Ella is really good at this.
She's so good with like people and stuff like that.
She's really good at it. And I always go to her if I want to learn something. Like I remember she wanted to teach me how to drive in the city because I'm scared of that. But now it's a bit cold for that.
You mean for driving bike?
Yeah.
Oh, that's something, dude. It's really kind of scary. I've never really been like in the town with my bike.
Yeah, I was always at the countryside.
It's just
and it was like, I was always like tying my shoes on my bike and all the stuff. And here it's like they're coming from everywhere, these bikes. But I love that also because it shows that we are a bit a bike city.
A little bit, yeah, I would say so.
But also, I think there's a difference, I guess, between feeling scared scared when you're, for example, let's take the tram situation. Now, like I used to be scared of like people talking to me because I just felt really uncomfortable and I felt like unprepared, like this thing you described before.
Yeah, me now.
Yeah.
I just want to say.
And I think these days it's not that like I really could just ignore them and I really don't give a fuck if someone approaches me, but I just don't enjoy it at all. You know, I think, for example, Nay kind of likes interacting with strangers. I like my personality. I just really.
Yusuf and I are just always at the side. We're like, she can do that, but we are not.
I just don't enjoy it. And also at parties, like I'm just not the person to look. I don't know. I just don't like it so much. I prefer.
I'm good there. I'm good there.
See, I think everyone is so individual. Like I'm just in a lot of aspects.
At parties, I'm like, because liquor helps.
I think when I'm a bit drunk, like I'm probably more open. But I think just personally, I just a lot of times would just rather keep to myself and have a small friends gathering and everything, because I don't know, I'm not good at making deep connections on the spot. I think that's anyways really hard, but I don't really see the point in like small talk and stuff. I mean, not that you guys are doing it and that it's not good. I don't enjoy it at all.
See, I love small talk. I just enjoy that. It's just
You're also, but I feel like you got better
yeah,
with the
me too.
influence from Ella probably, or she helped you. But now you got better, and you're really good at it. And with you, I also sometimes enjoy it to have small talks with other people, but alone I wouldn't do that.
But like I'm also really awkward, but I accommodate awkwardness. I like awkwardness.
Yeah, awkwardness is totally fine. Like, I feel like I can handle these situations now. It's just from myself, I wouldn't like. I don't approach situations like this a lot. You know what I mean? I just rather stay to myself, and I'm honestly rather the person that people think like. I would rather have people think I'm weird and just closed off than be a fake me, because like naturally I'm not that talkative person that just opens up right away. And I'm confident.
I wouldn't say me either, but I just like there's so, like as I said, really moods. Like sometimes I just want to talk to everyone in the room, and sometimes I'm like, I can't talk to anyone right now.
I think it's anyways, it depends on so many different things. Anyways,
yeah.
But you know what also, that's a bit more an annoying thing. When people don't notice that you don't want to talk.
Oh, that's like,
it's
yeah,
like,
I mean.
I'm feeling so insecure right now, can't you see it in my face? Because I'm not good at hiding stuff when I'm like uncomfortable or I'm not in a good mood.
Though. You don't need to hide it.
I mean, you guys already lived it through. I can't hide it. It's just like there. And yeah, I'm always, why don't people notice that?
Yeah, I think a lot of times also people, I mean, it's not that we're the only people uncomfortable. Like, not everyone is the greatest in speaking, and probably people are also excited and then they don't think about it.
I don't know. I have the feeling I have a good sense for that when people want to talk or not, and then it will be either a longer conversation or not that long.
Yeah, I think some people just don't notice it so much.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, but see, then I'm just the person to like say like, okay, I'm gonna go talk to someone else. Like, I just hate talking to people if I don't enjoy it. Like,
And if they don't enjoy it and you notice it,
you can feel it. I mean, obviously
you can feel it so hard.
You know when someone's enjoying it, and then obviously you're gonna enjoy it. Like, it's a mutual feeling. It's not just if it's just from one side. Just rather say that you're just gonna talk to someone else or something. But
also don't say, you're not good. You're not in a good mood. I'm going over, because that's so annoying.
Yeah.
I had this sometimes, and I was like,
really?
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, now I'm not in a better mood. And sometimes it wasn't true, so.
I've never really heard that. I don't know. I'm a lot of times just a person standing by the snacks.
Same.
Just eating and walking around.
True. Snacks and.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Or yeah, like at your concert.
Yeah,
we stayed a bit. We stayed a bit after our concert because it was like the small club, and
it was so random. It was like acoustic concert, calming, and then they were like, okay, and now we have a hip hop.
A hip hop concert. And they were like setting up.
That's really funny.
It was cool, and then
we took so many pictures.
So random pictures. I don't look in any good. It was like
I don't think I always just post like ratchet. It doesn't matter. I think it's fun pictures anyways.
Yeah, I like them.
By going maybe returning a bit back to fear, I still wanted to mention like the things I'm currently afraid of. And I think I took notes, but I just realized that I kind of want to be in control of what I'm scared of.
Like, is that good or bad?
I don't know. I'm just trying to define my fears so I can like work on them. Because as I said, I like to see it as something, you know, that rather than walking away from it, I really try to walk towards it. So, for example, I'm afraid of regret and, you know, not fulfilling my potential in some ways. I'm afraid of like not living mindfully and just, you know, living mindless, where I just disconnect and just like try to get through the days and like distract myself from the present moment, which still happens a lot. But as I said, yeah, I think those are the things I like to define, but exactly those are the ones I can, you know, turn into something that I can actually do, you know. I can work on the things that I don't want to regret and exactly do those things that I feel like if I don't do them, I am going to regret. Or if I feel like I'm not like really expressing my full potential in something, I want to work on that as well. I don't know. How do you both look at the things you're afraid of? Do you think you are just going to live on and continue and hope to grow in a way that the fear, you know, gets less? Or do you have things, do you feel like, because I think there's definitely things, you know, that we are all afraid of that you cannot change. Like, I can't, like, that's why I also don't really try to be so afraid of them, like death and, you know, factors and, like, I don't know, circumstances that you can't control. I really try not to think about them in a fearful way because you can't do anything, you know. Obviously you can, you know, make the risk a bit smaller, but I really try not to see them as some like fear.
Okay, so I'm not really afraid of death because I did this a while ago, but I made like a decision. Okay, so I was talking about why I'm not afraid of death, and that's because I try to live every moment or as many moments of my life doing things I really want to do. Like, I'm secure in what I'm doing, or I try to be secure in what I'm doing, so I don't feel like I'm missing out. I'm like, this is exactly what I want to do right now.
Yeah, same.
And so for me, it's like, if I was to die now or today or whenever, I would be okay with it because I just did exactly what I wanted to do, and I can't really help or control anything beyond that point. And also I've done so many things already that I wanted to do, and I'm just like really satisfied with my life, I think. And that's why I would be okay if I were to die. Yes.
I think that's a good mindset, and I think we're definitely going to have a part 2 and 3 about this topic, you know, maybe a bit more into that direction.
More about like anxiety and stuff, because that's been a big part of my life. And
yeah,
we
same.
Didn't really touch on it. But next time.
Yes. So, thank you so much for listening up to now. Let's get into our weekly reflection, and you're definitely going to hear more.
We have to have.
Oh, I mean, our weekly inspiration. You're definitely going to hear more on this topic. So I'm going to start because it really relates to what Nate just said. I do have a similar mindset, and the thing that inspired me this week is a book I'm reading right now. I've mentioned it, I think, in a video, but it's Essentialism by Greg McKeown, and it just talks about, you know, reevaluating everything in your life and exploring what is most essential. And especially as I'm decluttering my whole room and going through my things again, I'm very inspired to only keep what is essential and only do what is essential in my life. And I love the concept of minimalism and essentialism. So yeah, that really inspires me to be very mindful about what I keep and what I choose, and so I can live a life with as little regret as possible.
Yeah, I did that too, the cluttering and all the stuff. And now I have a new cover.
Yay, it's so cute.
Cool. Nay saw it already. And she loves
I saw it on Instagram.
Yeah, I'm really proud of it because I had a big cupboard and I didn't really use it so much. I had to declutter and everything.
It wasn't so efficient, I think.
No.
Yeah.
But now, since I have more space and all, I felt like I could just bring out all the production of things, like mic and all, and it wouldn't be so stuffy. And now I could build a little studio. Boxes are on the way. Fucking expensive. But yeah.
You mean the speakers?
Yeah.
Oh, yay.
Oh, they were. I will tell you.
I can imagine.
No, but it was. I think I needed to do that now. Just invest. Because I always did it like a bit half. And now I'm just doing it full. I did every day, multiple hours. I was working on it, and it was just a real cool feeling because it was just I put time into it. The first time, like, conscious.
Yes.
And now I'm just waking every day up, looking at my favorite producers and just watching their videos. Some have like tips and all the stuff. This is my getting up motivation, and then I just go and listen the whole day to music, which inspires me, and then I do my own stuff.
Yeah, I love that. Now you have a home studio.
Yeah,
like you're like really building your home studio.
Pretty.
Yay.
Because I'm stalking the students. You know, I'm living opposite of a school, so I'm just stalking them. And while I'm doing music, I'm like, yo, have fun.
I love that.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I forgot to think about my own weekly inspirations. Well, I'm just like
my concert.
Oh yeah, Shamba's concert. Anyway, I love that. Oh, I also met.
Well, it was not my concert. Sorry, I just want to say that it was.
It was really
Toby's
good.
concert. Everything was great.
Oh my
Everyone
god,
was
yeah,
great.
of course. Our friend Tobias Jensen. Everyone check him out on Instagram, and he's gonna drop some amazing music really soon. He's so good. That was really, really inspirational, and he is a person anyway. He's so cool. He's always doing his own thing.
He's so funny.
He's so funny. He's just the sweetest person ever. Him, and then I also met my friend Misha, or our friend Misha.
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
before the concert. He's such a cool person. So sweet, and we talked for so long, and we like noticed how many things we have in common. And he just produced a show with his friend, and I was like, what the fuck, like that's so inspirational.
He's so cool.
So
he just
cool.
does his stuff.
He just,
you know.
Yeah, we just talked about doing it.
He was
and
just like, yo, I have to be careful to not do so many things, and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. This was our conversation. He also has a podcast in German, Coffee Kränzli.
Everyone, if you're from Switzerland, check out his podcast.
Oh no, he has some English.
He also they also have English episodes.
Coffee Kränzli.
We're gonna
write it in the description.
Yes.
But one thing I do every day, it's like my new Instagram, is I go on Behance. It's like a platform for designers, illustrators, artists to share their work, and it's just so incredible to see how you can use programs like Photoshop and Illustrator and work together as a team and make projects come alive. And sometimes they write about how they made it, they like talk about behind the scenes, and it's so inspiring to me to see what you can do in the art world. That's really inspiring to me.
Cool. Okay, so we're gonna wrap it up. Thank you for listening.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.